My name is Nick, and I'm going to be the next school shooter of 2018.
Nikolas Cruz, the teenager responsible for killing 17 students.
I know that 3 people, I think about 3 in my classroom got hurt. I just saw blood everywhere.
What's going on? What's going on today, bro?
These demons, man.
Demons?
All while they waited for police and SWAT teams to get into the building and get them to safety.
It started like any other school day. The final bell was minutes away. Students laughed, texted, then came the shots. One after another. Panic flooded the hallways of Marjory Stoneman Douglas High. Students pulled out phones, not to scroll, but to say goodbye. Outside, chaos. Inside, 17 lives were taken. And behind it all was a teenager who warned us. On YouTube, on Instagram, in FBI reports. He wasn't invisible. He was ignored. Picture this. Valentine's Day, a quiet Florida afternoon, 2:19 p.m. A door left open by mistake, or was it by design? An AR-15 stashed in a duffel bag, a teenager's eyes cold with purpose. But before the carnage, 2 desperate warnings were sent to the FBI, warnings that vanished into bureaucracy. 17 students, 17 futures, cut short in a hallway no parent ever thought could turn deadly. Marjory Stoneman. Douglas High sits in Parkland, Florida, a sprawling campus with nearly 3,000 students and just 1 armed deputy on duty that afternoon. Building 12, where the tragedy began, isn't hidden. Its side door was unlocked, unguarded, almost beckoning. Imagine thousands of teenagers moving through these halls, laughter, lockers slamming. No one expected the next bell to be a warning that never came. He was just another kid in suburban Florida, Nikolas Cruz, born September 24th, 1998. But by age 14, his world had already cracked open. His grandfather, his hero, his anchor, died in August 2012. Friends say Cruz retreated into silence, wandering the halls of school like a ghost. He racked up 26 disciplinary incidents in 8th grade alone, fights, threats, even bringing a BB gun to campus. Teachers described him as quiet, except when he exploded. They noted dark drawings in his notebook, twisted stick figures, rifles, the word Retribution. He collected guns like trophies. Instagram photos later showed rifles laid out on his bed, a MAGA cap beside them. But it wasn't just the weapons, it was the silence behind them, the hollow look in his eyes. September 2017. A bail bondsman spots a comment under Cruz's YouTube video. "I'm going to be a professional school shooter." He calls the FBI tip line. Nothing happens. January 5th, 2018. A family friend warns again. He's posting violent memes, bragging about owning rifles, wanting to kill people. The tip vanishes into the Bureau's black hole. Between 2011 and 2018, law enforcement answered 39 calls to the Cruz residence. Animal cruelty, domestic disputes, kids playing with guns. Not once did anyone call for a Baker Act evaluation, Florida's involuntary mental health hold. Every slip, every red flag, every missed call was a shot of warning that no one pulled. Imagine that, nearly 40 emergency calls, 2 federal warnings, and still, the doors stayed open. At 18, Cruz walks into a Florida gun shop and legally walks out with an AR-15. No red flags, no delays. By early 2018, he'd amassed at least 10 long guns, storing the keys under his pillow. But owning the weapons wasn't enough. He needed the world to see them. On Instagram, he posed with rifles like trophies. At 7:02 a.m., Cruz recorded a video, face cloaked in shadows, promising retribution by sundown.
And I'm going to be the next school shooter of 2018. My goal is at least 20 people. With an AR-15 and a couple tracer rounds, I think I can get done.
No one knew how literal he meant it. Fast forward to 2:19 p.m. An unlocked side door beckons him into Building 12. An AR-15 emerges from a duffel bag. Students, laughing just moments before, are met with the crack of gunfire.
This is real? You think this is real? It's okay. There's no way this is real.
In that corridor, the air turns red. Lockers smash, books burst skyward, and 17 lives are snuffed out in under 10 minutes. Teachers barricade doors with trembling hands. 3 students pressed against a wall, praying their final breaths aren't their last. Outside, Officer Peterson hears the shots, yet stays behind cover, radio crackling unanswered. By 2:27 p.m., Cruz pauses only to reload, as if in a twisted ritual, then resumes. 2:30 p.m. He steps into the sunlight, rifle lowered, blending into panicked students like a ghost walking free. 17 killed, 17 wounded. And all that remains is an echo, a single bell tolling the cost of every warning nobody listened to.
Police say Cruz left the crime scene, went to a Subway inside a Walmart, and then a McDonald's. He was arrested later in Coral Springs, Florida.
What's going on? What's going on today, bro?
The demons, man.
Demons?
Detectives say Cruz admitted to carrying out the deadly shooting. He made his first court appearance today. Cruz is charged with 17 counts of premeditated murder.
One day after the massacre, Nikolas Cruz sits before Judge Elizabeth Scherer, facing 17 counts of first-degree murder. The same hallway where students prayed now echoes with legal dread. April 6th, 2018. A grand jury hands down a 34-count indictment. Count after count, they charge him with every wound inflicted.
I am very sorry for what I did, and I have to live with it every day. And that if I were to get a second chance, I will do everything in my power to try to help others. And I am doing this for you, and I do not care if you do not believe me. And I love you, and I know you don't believe me, but I have to live with this every day. And it brings me nightmares, and I can't live with myself sometimes. But I try to push through because I know that's what you guys would want me to do. I hate drugs, and I believe this country would do better if everyone would stop smoking marijuana and doing all these drugs and causing racism and violence out in the streets. I'm sorry, and I can't even watch TV anymore. And I'm trying my best to maintain my composure, and I just want you to know I'm really sorry. And I hope you give me a chance to try to help others. If I believe it's your decision to decide where I go and whether I live or die. Not the jury's. I believe it's your decision. I'm sorry. Yeah.
October 20th, 2021. Cruz pleads guilty. 17 families finally hear the word guilty they've longed for. Life without parole. 34 consecutive life terms, one for each life he tried to extinguish. No redemption, no release.